What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday night. Happy trading. Happy week. I hope your weekends were amazing. Hello, everybody. Benjamin, what's goody, baby? How you doing? Benjamin, I see that you booked a one-on-one. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate that very, very much. Guys, if anybody is new here, just start asking questions and I'll do my best to answer. What do you guys think? Green or red? Phil, what's going on? Hi, Adam. Erev Shavua Tov. Hope you and your family are doing well. Thank you so much. We're doing great. I wrote a few weeks ago about a UPS put sold for $85. I received $106, expiring 22. Should I just leave it now? Let's check it out. You wrote a $85 put. I received 106. We suggest to leave it for now. Any new thoughts? I own an older position, 50 shares at 105. Elaine, what's going on? Always great to see you. Sold for $85. So you have a put. So you're gonna have to roll it because right now it's at 88.90, right? So you're gonna have to roll it. You have this week. I would be rolling it on Monday already. $85. So it's 54 cents. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not loading the screen for me, unfortunately, but you're definitely going to have to roll that one. For some reason, it's not loading for me after hours yet, but definitely going to be a roll. Probably Monday, right? If I was you, I would definitely do it on Monday. You suggest leave it for now. Any new thoughts? I own an older position, 50 shares at 101. Thanks. I mean, yeah, you're going to have to roll it, right? On Monday, tomorrow. Unless you don't mind holding it, but you're kind of already in the money. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are doing good. Welcome to the chat. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. Tom, what's going on, man? 822 covered call. You're fine. Think of rolling Monday, 919 to 15. Why? Why would you roll this? You're good. There's no reason to roll. You're 177. You have a perfect 220. Why would you roll this? There's no point. Oh, you want to roll down. My bad. Thinking of rolling Monday to 919, 215. Profit from the original home. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but if it's me, I would just let it expire and then reevaluate it in 1 week. It's a winning trade. Just let it expire. Don't jump to conclusions. Maybe on Monday, Palantir is going to go back up to like 185, or this week it's going to go to like 185 or 190, and then you're going to have a much better opportunity to open up a new play. So, Benjamin, if it's me, personally, I wouldn't do anything. I would just, wait. Personally. There's no point. You're saying that you're going to go 215 for 919? I mean, you could do it. It doesn't really make a difference, to be honest with you. If you want to take it and you're already 90%, go for it. But, yeah, you're closing one, you're opening a new one. Either way, you could do it. I like to let them expire worthless, but there's no, that's fine. You could do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Go for it. George, what's going on? Good evening, I'm expecting a call from Robinhood to evaluate my request for level 3 trading privileges. Any words of advice? Thank you. No, just be honest with them. Let them evaluate. Let them evaluate. Just tell them what you want to do it for. Say I'm assuming you're doing level 3 because you want to do selling of options to collect premium. And just be honest with them and give them your honest thoughts. And yeah, take it from there. Yeah, 195 is easy. Easy money. And then you're going to sell a new one, right? Like, let it expire, you sell a new one. You'll be good. Hey, Adam, what's your biggest conviction play at the moment in terms of leaps, doubling down on UNH or some other names? Big respect for what you're doing for the investing community. Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. I really do. Thank you very, very much. It's not easy to be making content, to be honest with you. So my personal plan is very, very simple. My personal plan is simple. I am waiting for Bitcoin to hit about 150K. I'm going to get out of all of my multipliers, and then I'm going to invest some money. I really want to get into Tesla for now until the next 5 years or so. In terms of conviction plays that I have right now for like long-term grab is the next one. So like last year was Hood. This year I'm finishing up my SoFi plays, and next year or in 2027, hopefully my grab. So right now just grab. In terms of UNH, I have my UNH leaps that I bought. I have my 300 shares of UNH that I bought, and I'm chilling. I also bought about 100 grand of HHH, which is Bill Ackman's play. I also bought 100 grand worth of Lemonade. I bought 100 grand of Oscar, and I bought 100 grand of Voyager, VOYG. And I'm just going to hold on to those. Hopefully between the four that I just mentioned, something's going to run up really good. I guess, oh, and I bought HIMS. I was out of HIMS for a while. I bought about 100 grand of HIMS as well. So that's the only thing I bought in the last month in terms of long-term holds. But I guess that's a lot. So like 75 grand in UNH, 100 grand Lemonade, 100 grand Voyager, 100 grand HIMS, 100 grand HHH, and 100 grand Oscar. Besides for that, in terms of leaps, I'm convicted or conviction play, convicted. Should I say convicted? If I'm saying that one of my conviction plays, can I say convicted, or is that like convicted felon, or can I say? You guys get what I'm saying? Grab. I really, really like grab for leaps. And I also like TLT, $100 strikes for 2027. That's a 20-year bond market. So, yeah. John, one second. Wait, John says hello. John, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining us. I did 240 out of January after talking to you and collected bank. Thank you, Adam. My pleasure. Yo, it's so easy, right? When you have a large bank account, 240, and you still made tons of money. Easy money. Easy money. Hey, Adam, I need to catch up on some of your recent content, but what are some of the recent cash secure plays that strikes that you have at? So you're welcome for all the content. So tomorrow I'll be doing my new plays because this week all my plays are expired. I'll probably be doing them during the community member live from my website. And once I'm done with my live at 10 a.m. during market hours, it's probably going to go for 2 hours. I'll cut the video of what I actually did. But off the top of my head, I'm looking for Oscars for cash secured puts. I'm looking for HIMS for cash secured puts. Lemonade already took off. Oscar and HIMS, I'll probably be doing cash secured puts on. Off the top of my head. Hi, Adam. What's your thoughts on TLT? My thoughts of TLT is the same. TLT, $100 strikes for 2027. I think that we're going to get rate cuts. I think the rate cuts are going to come hard, fast, strong out of nowhere. And people are not expecting it anymore, but I definitely think that they're coming. I mean, CPI was soft and PPI came in heavy, but the PPI is not based on the actual goods. It's based on services. So I think we're good. Adam, have you ever used margin to sell puts? I'm literally the king of using margin to sell puts. I do it $1 million every month. All the plays I do is IOUs. And IOUs is basically when I use margin against my dividend portfolio to sell cash secured puts. I have conviction in them. Right. So if you have conviction in something, what's the plural? What do you say? My conviction plays? Grab is a monster. I think grab is going to be good. And if anybody wants to know, I have grab spreads and I also have grab leaps. I got around 300K in leaps. The funniest thing is the best play that I made so far, it's turning out to be the strongest play, is SoFi, which came out of nowhere. So we're all the convicts of options at this point. I'm guilty. That's funny. Maybe that's going to be our thing, right? Shout out to De Jesus. What's up, brother? Maybe that's going to be our thing. Be like, we're the option convicts. We all guilty. That's funny. Claude, my pleasure for all the content. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very, very much. Man, it's very nice for you guys to say that. Sometimes it's difficult to make content. I'm not going to lie to you. It's tough, you know, but I appreciate it. Some of you guys are doing really, really good. I love talking to you guys. By the way, shout out to the people that gave me the hair transplant. Look at that. Look at that hair transplant. Not bad, right? We about, I think I'm 8 months in now, so sick. Yo, Thesos, what's up, my man? Good to see you. Very easy. You open my brain, you just tweak my game. Yeah, that's all you need. You know, you're doing good. So many people are doing amazing. A little tweak here, a little tweak there, and it's like magnificent. Hey, Adam. John, what's going on, man? Good to see you. I'm in SoFi and RCAT as well. Don't know what RCAT is, but good luck on that. Hit the like button. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hair looks great. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. Calls on hymns. Yeah. So let's take a look at hymns. So off the top of my head, and I don't know if this is going to work, but I would definitely be doing like a $40 or under for hymns. But to be honest with you, if hymns drops like anywhere near this $35 mark, right, if it happens to go, then I'm going to do a leap option for hymns for like $70. We'll see what's going to happen. Yeah, so I would like to be around $39 for hymns, 39 and change. So if I was to do a cash secured put on hymns, 4 weeks, sell put. So I would probably be right here. The 79% is good. 2.5. This will give you around 2.5%. Either this one or this one would probably be good too. Either one of these would work. So either the 39 or the 40 is what I would do. The 39 or the 40. 0.77 premium. 0.77 premium expiring. Weekly 4. I mean, you're getting 2%, right, guys? You're getting 2% for the hymns at $39. So either 39 or 40. Either one would be good. I'll probably be doing 39, to be honest, if it's me. I would do 39, but 39 or 40 would be a good hymns play, in my opinion. Would never had guessed. Oh, for the hair? Yeah, it's crazy. They did a fantastic job. Like, honestly, if I showed you guys the hair before, you guys would laugh. Let me see if I have one. Let me see if I have one. What's up? 1 second. 1 second. Let me see if I have one. You guys are going to bug out right now. You guys are not even going to believe me of what I looked like before. Um, like, you guys are not going to believe me. How do I even give this to you guys? Hold on 1 second. Present. Let me see, how do I do this? Share screen. Uh, like, you guys are not even going to believe me. That's what I had before the hair transplant. Not crazy, right? The hair was gone. Like, you guys don't even understand. Now it is like this. Crazy, right? Sorry, guys. I know that has nothing to do with stocks. I just really wanted to show you people so they understand. Hey, Adam, I was assigned 600 shares of Snap at $8. Wait for it to rise and make covered calls, or sell calls at... Now, if you got assigned at $8, then you definitely need to start selling covered calls at... First of all, why didn't you try to roll it, or you didn't get to it? Share. So if it's me, I would already start selling the covered calls at $8. So I would sell a call for September 12th. And I would just collect the 10 cents. Just play the game. I would just collect the 10 cents. That's it. Easy. Which brings down your cost basis. So you collected probably 42 cents selling cash secured put. Now you're going to sell another 10 cents. Now you're 52 cents. You could do 750, because technically your cost basis is going to be at 750 or 740. So even if you sell at 750, you're good. But if it's me, I would wait. Hopefully Monday is a green day. And I would sell this $8 one, but it should be a little higher tomorrow because it's green. As long as it's green, maybe you'll get like 12 cents. So I love index funds. Personally, I hold them right now, except for I kind of took a lot of money out to do like a risky crypto play or like swing trade. But then I'm going right back into SPY, QQQ, a couple of other ones, but mainly SPY. Most of my money is going to be in SPY, and of course, dividend investing. And most of my dividend covered calls, for example, are going to be dividends on SPY, dividends on QQQ. So I think that 99% of the people that talk should be investing in index funds. It's very difficult to beat index funds. And if you're not doing this and really putting the time in, just do an index fund. That's my opinion. But you're never going to get rich off of index funds. It's very hard to make a lot of money off of index funds. But index funds is the best policy for most people. Yeah, it's crazy, right? That's wild. You can't even tell that you had a transplant. It looks really good. Thank you very, very much, because I went to American Spot in Long Island, and it wasn't in Turkey or a foreign country, which they do really... Most of the people doing the work in Turkey, you don't know who they are, right? It doesn't make sense to me. I went in Long Island, and I couldn't be happier. Like, my barber's like, yo, you ever see people that get those freaking the transplants, and you could see the hair just looks bad, right? It's just weird. Even like Tristan Tate, right? Guy has mad money, but his transplant looks bad. Like, it looks whack. Crazy. It doesn't make sense. Look awesome, bro. What was the cost for the transplant? The transplant cost me about $10,000. I negotiated the price. They wanted more. I ended up getting to $10,000. I did 30, I want to say 2,800 grafts, 2,800 grafts. I ended up doing like 3,300 grafts. I ended up tipping them before before I did the work, and I ended up getting some extra grafts. And I also paid part of the 10K was stem cells. So they basically take your hair follicles, and they break it up, and then they inject it, kind of like PRP, but different. So they inject it into the places. So basically, I did the hair transplant. I got a ton of hair transplant, and I did stem cells as well. Besides for that, I do take minoxidil and finasteride right now, and I also have special shampoo and biotin. So after the transplant, I'm taking care of my hair, and I couldn't be happier. I mean, it's one of the best transplants I've ever seen. Like it's crazy, right? Like you can't even tell. And until I show people those pictures, they're like, there's no way. But when I show them the pictures, they're like, that shit is crazy. Actually, not so bad prior, well, compared to me. Fair enough. Dude, looks good. Thank you very, very much. What did you do to make them grow that nice? Because I'm getting there where you used to be. I got a hair transplant. But if you don't want to get a hair transplant, you could get something. Go on him's website and get finasteride. Well, it's medicated, so you got to ask them. But I did the minoxidil and finasteride works. Just be careful because the finasteride, like 2% of people that use it get ED, which goes away if you stop using it. So just understand that. And they give you like a cocktail of a bunch of different things in there, like those two things and biotin, a few other things. That helps if you don't want to get the transplant. Before that, I grew my hair back, but it didn't stay because once you stop using it as PRP, they basically take your blood, they mix it, and they put platelets into your hair. But the transplant was all good. So will the transplant last for the rest of your life? Is it guaranteed for the amount of time? So it depends on how much hair you end up transplanting. Like I have friends that only did like 2,000 grafts, and theirs doesn't look as good as mine. You need to get a lot of grafts because it's all about the more grafts you put in, they take it from the back of your hair, the thicker it's going to be. So even if you lose some more hair, because you put in so much hair, it's going to cover it up. Also, since I did the stem cells, that really reinforces the hair growth, and I take care of my hair as if I didn't get a transplant. So all of those things, they told me that I'm not going to be coming back there for a very, very, very long time. So that's what they said. They said, at the very least, you're not coming back here for like 15, 20 years. When rolling a cash secure put, couldn't it be better to buy back on a green day and sell it on a red day? Wouldn't that get better premium? So when buy back on a green day, yeah, so it's the same thing. Essentially, instead of rolling it, which is done instantaneously, you're doing literally a roll, but instead of rolling, you're closing and then selling. But a roll literally is you're taking one contract, you're opening up a new contract, you're paying for the contract that you owe with the money you're collecting from the new contract that you're selling. So essentially, you are rolling it, you're just piecemealing it. The problem is you don't know if the market is going to be green. You don't know if the market is going to be red. So you're kind of like, kind of taking it up to chance, which is okay, but just understand that's what you're doing. What's up, Adam? What are your thoughts on Tesla covered call 375 for 929? I wouldn't do 929. I would do 912 for 4 weeks and then reevaluate later. And for covered call 200 929. So I would not do 200 929. But let's just go over the numbers really fast. So for Palantir, if I was selling it for 929, which I wouldn't do 929, but let's say you want to do 929 or 920. There's no 929, so there's only 926. I'm assuming you mean 926. So 926 for call 200 is not going to be good, so I wouldn't do this one. If I'm doing a September 26th, I'm doing this one right here, 225. I wouldn't go less than 225 for Palantir. And for Tesla, I will be somewhere around here. I would go to like 415 or something like that. Now, I know some of you guys are going to say, that's so extreme. Why are you going so high? But remember, the main goal of selling covered calls, for me, it could be different for you guys, is maximum price appreciation and additional premium. The premium should never supersede the main goal or the main objective, which is full price appreciation. That's what I would do. Thank you, Elaine. I'm new to options trading. Should I stay away from BMNR? Yes. Due to volatility-wide trading bans. Yes. So just stay away from the treasury companies in general when selling options. Or I stay away from them. You could do whatever you want. I have a very bad $1 million story at the end of last year with MSTU, which is a 2x MSTR fund. The way I see it is these things, especially right now, you want them to go as fast as hard as possible, and you don't want to stop it with a covered call. That's just my opinion. If you want, you could do it, but I wouldn't. What's your thoughts on margin? Seems like everyone is using it. I use margin every single month. So basically, the way I am retired is I have 3 pillars. Last couple of years, I made good money on options and plays like HIMS and Robinhood and SoFi and Palantir. And I was talking about all those stocks for quite a while before it was cool to talk about them. And then I hit. And last year, I sold basically out of all my positions towards the end of last year. I reevaluated, and basically now around 10% of my portfolio is in buying options or stocks. 90% of my portfolio is in dividend investing. And then the rest of my money comes from selling options. Now, the way I sell options is for all my cash secured puts, pretty much, I borrow against my dividend stocks, and I use that as IOU collateral. Now, why do I say IOU? Because it's basically, unless I get assigned, I don't have to pay any interest on the money because I didn't actually buy anything. So I'm comfortable using margin, but of course, do what works for you. It doesn't mean it's going to be good for you if it's good for me and vice versa. So you do what's good for you. I personally have no issues with margin. And a couple of people ask me, Adam, what are you going to do in a bear market? And the answer is very simple. In a bear market, right now I do 20 deltas. I'll probably go to 15 deltas. So I don't know when the bear market is, though. It's hard to time it. Maybe next year I'll start doing 15 deltas instead of 20 deltas to kind of compensate. But until then, yeah. Mr. Smith, how are you? Do you have a case to hold a big chunk of cash in the short term? No, I don't. I was talking to Ahmed today too. We just don't see it. Rates are going to come down. I can't imagine they're not going to come down in September. I think we're going to get more rate cuts than everybody is expecting, or we're going to get what we always expected. Russia-Ukraine is going to finish eventually. I know they're trying to undermine Trump, but it's going to finish. Whether be it by a peace treaty or by America withdrawing their support. Followed by that, I do believe that Israel-Hamas war is going to end maybe in 2026. And it's very, very hard with AI and America gaining respect and winning in tariffs and things like that, that it's very hard for me to see a scenario where things are going to drop. Now, of course, there's going to be scenarios where there's going to be sudden drops, but I don't think like a full bear market. It's very difficult to see, it's very hard. Trump is the man. He's doing so much good things for our economy and for the United States. It's hard for me to see that. Not to say it won't happen. It's just I cannot find the situation. Hey, Jen, how are you? Good evening, Adam. Hey, Spiro, how are you? Your favorite Greek here. What was your leap play on Grab? My leap play on Grab was $10 strikes for January 2027, $10 strike for June 2027, $10 strike for December 2027. And then I have a spread of a $7.50, $10 spread for January 2027. If you want, ask me this when we're going to be doing the members live after this, and I'll show you all of them on screen. Guys, by the way, if you guys want to become channel members, we have a live after this at 9 o'clock. You don't have to become a channel member, but if you want to, and you want to have a better live, like less people, feel free to join. If not, that's fine. Thank you so much. Oscar got downgraded, but the stock went up when then applied material earnings were good and it took a dump. Any thoughts? Was looking next 30-day options. Yeah, I would definitely like to do Oscars. So I was looking at HIMS and Oscar, to be honest, and Oscar kind of went up because of what happened with United Health, right? So we all know that I like Oscar around $12, $12.50. So let's see if we could do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would like to be around $12.50 if I could be. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there's a range. So I know it says 20 cents, but you could probably get 0.25, maybe higher tomorrow. So maybe the $12.50. So if we're going to go 12.5 strike, let's put it into the calculator, Oscar. And we would get the 0.25. Let's calculate. So if you could get 25 cents for Oscar at a 12.50 strike for September 12th, that works for me. 84% in your favor, 0.13 delta, 2%. That looks good to me. Also, you could do the $13 play, right? You could do the $13 play, which probably would be, instead of this, it would probably be 30 cents. Okay, so let's do the $13 play. You could also do the $13 play and get 2.3%. The 12 and the 12 and the 12.50 and 13 looks okay to me. I would definitely like to be at the 12.50 though. 13 is the bottom of the Bollinger Band, so you know I would love to be just a little bit under that. That's my opinion. Yeah, so Oscar 12.50 or 13 looks good to me. Hey, Adam, good stuff. Thank you so much, Patrick. Your hair looks great, bro. Thank you so much. I have been rolling my $17 SoFi calls for a while now. I don't want to let them go. As long as I can get credit, I am good. I mean, yeah, in theory, as long as you could get credit and go up, you'll be fine. But it's going to be really hard to keep rolling 17. You're going to have to wait for a break in the price. Like, for example, if it's something like Palantir, it's just going to keep going up in Robinhood. But those are anomalies. That's not the norm, especially Palantir. Like, Robinhood at least had a little bit of chill at one point, but Palantir just is a freaking monster. But yeah, as long as you keep rolling it and getting some credit, try to also roll up, right? But it's going to be very hard. You're going to have to trade time value for price at the end of the day. It's just time value versus price. Are you willing to lock this up until December 2027, right? That's the question at the end of the day. Lisa, how are you? Are you trading on Robinhood on margin? Yes. I don't see an option for managing when you use margin and when not to use it. I am considering Moomoo or Webull, as I have been told they allow better control over margin. I don't know about Moomoo and I don't know about Webull. All I know is that I absolutely adore Robinhood. In terms of managing it, I wouldn't know why you would need to manage the margin, because essentially if you have the cash, it goes on cash. If you need the margin, then it goes on margin. That's why I don't understand why you would need to manage it. If you have the cash, it's cash. If not, then it's margin. But try. If Moomoo and Webull is good for you, go for it. Is there a stock you're bullish on besides Grad that hasn't received a lot of love? So I got into Lemonade, Voyager, HHH, UNH, OSCR. So Oscar, Lemonade, Voyager, United Healthcare, Howard Hughes, and HIMS. But it's not like I'm super bullish on those. It's like, I don't think that that's like a Palantir or a Hood, but I think they're good companies to hold and see what's going to happen. And I have different reasons why I'm getting into each one of those, but those are the ones. Chris, what's up? Hi, Adam. Thanks for what you do. My pleasure. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yo, I love hearing stuff like that. Thank you very much. You guys give me energy. Like, I appreciate you guys telling me that. It's helpful because I hate doing content. I'll be honest with you. They're very difficult. What are your thoughts on Palantir? Did you already open that? If you already opened it, that's one thing. But if you are opening them, I don't like them. Uh, um, if you have them, then I wouldn't do anything. I would just chill and wait. If you're opening them, I wouldn't want to open them for many reasons. First of all, I wouldn't want to open them for 2 months. I'd rather do for 4 weeks. And second of all, I wouldn't want to sell them at a 75% or 0.41 delta. Hey, Adam, your content's been super helpful to me. Thank you so much. My pleasure. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you, Rufus. Hey, Adam, I have a SoFi covered call, expires December this year. Net profit, do I need to roll now? No, you don't need to roll right now. You have too much time value. You need to wait. You got to start rolling it maybe in November, like 2 weeks before they expire, 1 week before they expire. You have too much time right now. So the way these options work is when you have these options so far out, regardless of what happens to price, you have a lot of time value. That time value is your friend. So you need your time decay to happen. How do you have time decay happen? Every single day you wait, the contract depreciates into your favor. So I will just chill and do nothing. But you do whatever's good for you. All right, guys. Any other questions? Who got something? Thanks for asking details. Sentiment is lower rate by 3.5 basis points by the end of 0.5%. If that happens, how would that affect stocks and strategy would be appropriate if bear? If it's the case, sentiment is lower rate by 3.5 basis points by the end of 2026. So you're saying that the rate is going to be 3.5? You know, all this stuff doesn't matter. They change it all the time. So right now for September meeting, they're saying that it's 85% chance that they're going to cut the rates. And then for, wow, they're saying that it's going to be, oh, you're saying that it's going to be 3.5 points lower. You're saying that by the end of 2026, so basically in about a year and a half, the rates are going to be like 2 point something, the Fed rate, which means that mortgages are going to go back down to 5%, maybe. I mean, look, the way it works is if rates go down, that boosts the entire economy. The GDP goes up, production goes up so much and so forth. AI is going to speed up the economy as well. It's going to increase productivity. Maybe when they cut rates, then it's going to accelerate, and then there might be a pullback. I don't know. How you like coding? I like it, man. I like it. I made some really cool apps. Can I show you guys? So I made some cool apps, man. I made my calculator, right? The calculator is pretty cool. You calculate, you get analyzed, and it's hard, right? So everything over here is something. You need to do APIs, things like that. This was easy enough. Like, you got to fix things. This I'm doing with TradingView, where you have access to do charts. I fixed this up right here. This is a new thing that I did, stock data. So I actually was speaking to my friend Alejandro, and I actually code this with his data where you have a stock chart, right? This is easy. But also, like, for example, let's say this is Palantir. Look, it's all visual here. So you could literally put in revenue by top 20 clients, right? You could do bar chart. You could do line chart. And this is all me coding it with AI. Net income, net interest, stock-based compensation, you know? Like, think about it. This is pretty cool. And then I did it for a bunch of stocks. So you have it also with, I don't know, let's do Hood. Same thing with Hood, right? So this is actually going to be Tesla chart. Did I mess up? Second. So look, the Tesla chart, right? Pretty cool. I have all the deliveries for Model S, Cybertruck, Semi, right? Pretty cool stuff. I like coding. Right? Like all of these charts, whatever information you need, and then, you know, there's links to their websites for more information, because a lot of people that are just starting don't even know that there's something called investor relations. So I like coding, man. I definitely like coding, and I'm doing a couple of other things. I like it, man. I like it. I can't say that I don't. I really, really do like it. I like making apps. Like maybe I'll make my calculator into an app on people's phone, because the calculator is really, really cool. I really, really, really like coding. I'm not gonna lie. I like coding. Yeah, I like coding, Andy. Thank you. Are you writing cash secured put on NBS? What do you think about weekly on 69? No, I don't know anything about NBS. I definitely don't like weekly. I already have a few hundred shares of Grab. Having limited funds, would it be wise to buy or get leaps? I don't know, man. It's tough if you have limited funds. The problem is if you have limited funds and you buy an option and it doesn't go that way in the next year or 2 years, your limited funds are going to be really limited because you're going to lose them. But if you have shares, the risk versus reward, like you're not going to lose your money as fast if it goes down. But if it goes up, you're not going to make a multi-bagger, right? So if basically Grab goes up from $5 to $10, you make 1x. But if Grab goes to 5 to 10, I'm going to make like a 5x, right? Something like that. It's hard, but only you know what to do, right? Nobody but you knows what to do. It's a tough decision. It's a really, really tough decision. I think that when the rates are going to get cut, the market's going to keep going up. But we've been anticipating it for so long, I'm not really sure what's going to end up happening. But it's hard for me to be bearish with everything that's happening. And plus, AI is real. AI really does help. Phil, thank you so much. I appreciate the likes, guys. Thank you very, very much. Very cool, Adam. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Adam, seriously, bro, you are helping a lot of people, including me. This channel, so seriously, thank you so much. Keep up the great work, my friend, impacting lives. Thank you very much, Patrick. I appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. I've been doing covered calls on my SMCIs and have been good, but what do you think about cash secured puts on SMCI for $40, 912? So I don't want to do $40 on SMCI. If I'm doing SMCI cash secured put, I want to be at least under 39. You want to be at least under the 200-day because you're so close to the bottom of the Bollinger Band. Sorry about that. You're so close to the bottom of the Bollinger Bands right here. You want to be below this line right here. That's just my opinion. Let me see. So you want to be right here and lower. Stochastic looks good, like it's turning, right? The green line is crossing the orange line. The RSI looks like it's evening out, but there's definitely room for it to go lower. So yeah, if it's me, I would want to go under $40. Then you got to do your math. 80%, 20 delta or less, and as long as it makes 2%, maybe then. Hello, Joseph. When you say 90% dividend stocks, did you mean just QQQI and SPY-I, or are you including others? No, I'm including everything. Like, for example, so 90%, right now it's not 90% because a lot of my money is tied up into riskier crypto plays. But as soon as it's done, like if everything works out this year, I'm going to go back into non-risky. And by non-risky, that means SPY, QQQI, Mag 7s like Amazon's, Google's, Meta's, things like that. QQQI, SPY-I, PBDC, Verizon, MO, BTI, AMLP, ET, PFFA, stocks like that. So it's not just QQQI and SPY-I, BTCI, even like a Bitcoin covered call ETF. Yeah. Hey, Adam, in your toolbox, the hood. Yeah, I just saw that. Thank you very much. I'm going to fix that. I just saw that. I'm going to fix it. Thank you. 2 questions. First, if you had to start over in the market today, would be the cash for starting a new portfolio? Second, what would be what got you into selling? Sure, Matthew, but let's elaborate a little bit. If you're saying that I'm starting all over today, how old am I and how much money do I have? Because that's definitely going to make an impact. So the way I see it is when you're younger and you can recover, like especially if you're living at home in your 20s, man, I would take, personally, for me, I'm not telling you to do it, I would take as much risk as possible. In your 30s, you're still taking risk, but a little bit less. By 35 to 40, you're taking much less risk because you're already starting a family, you want to have a house, right? Things like that. And by 40, like early 40 is the last time you're taking risks. So for me, I'm about to be 43 in February. This is the last risky plays that I'm doing. After this, 10% options and risk, 90% no options, no risk. If I was starting all over again, depending on the age bracket that you just said, if I'm starting and I have a small account and I know what I'm doing, then I would do options. If I don't know what I'm doing and I'm just starting, I would probably research as much as possible. And although I'm saying this now, I will go into the SPY. But in reality, if you're just starting, you don't know any of this shit. You're going to do something risky and something stupid. Probably lose a lot of money. So if you elaborate if you elaborate when and what point of life, I'll be able to answer that. For the second thing, how did I get into selling options? No problem. So I held a lot of options. I had a lot of shares of Palantir. At one point, I had 46,000 shares of Palantir, and that's right when I left my business, and I needed some type of income because I had residual income from my business, but I needed some type of income. And I remember talking to Amit, and I was like, Amit, you know, I started doing this thing where I sell options, and I started selling options on Palantir weekly, and I was collecting money. I think I was collecting like $1,000 a week or something like that, selling options on Palantir. And then I started doing cash secured puts and learning more. And then the whole last year, I was making really good money with options already. Like the whole year, I made good money in options. I think I made like, I don't know, like 6 figures, low 6 figures last year, maybe like 150 grand I made in options premium last year. And this year, I'm just doing it like consistently, steady. And that's how I got into it. What is the strike you mentioned? So I am going to be selling. Why is this sell call? Sorry. If I was to sell Palantir right now, I would do 215 for September 12th, which gives you 94% in your favor and a 0.08 delta. And this is what I would do to sleep well at night, personally. 215. I think 225 was for September 26th. For September 26th, I would do the 225. Or 225, yeah. If you like coding, you should do an app and put the covered call and cash secure put. We do, so we can control better our portfolio. Speed shit. Sometimes we do errors. Appreciate all you do. My pleasure. Full name of website. This is my website. My website is literally retiredasap.com. And if anybody wants to try it out, I can give you guys a coupon code. 1 second. Besides for the tools that I'm making, I also have my Excel sheets, which are downloadable, and I also do weekly lives during trading hours, and I'm going to keep adding to it. I don't know if the website is helpful for people. I feel like nobody wants it. But if anybody wants to join and get a discount for the first month, here's a code. Guys, there's a code that I put into the chat. And if you guys want, let me just pin it. Pin it. So I pinned it to the top of the channel. And besides for that, I do have some demos that I do. So for example, I'm going to do more, but right now I have my demo tutorials. So I have a video on how to do my Excel sheet, and it's downloadable with my Excel sheet. And I'm going to, probably the next video that I'm going to do is my technical analysis video and how I do it. How do I set everything up? I'm probably going to do it this week. So I'm trying to add stuff to this as much as I possibly can. Hi, Adam. Are your cash liquid you're looking to take this week? Yeah, so I'm probably going to be doing it tomorrow in the live because I just want to see what's going to happen tomorrow as the market's going to open. But most likely an Oscar. I'm looking at the 1250 strike for September 12th, and I'm looking at the HIMS $39 strike for September 12th off the top of my head. I will probably be doing those live during the website live. And then I'm going to post that video on YouTube after the live. I have a $20 covered call on SoFi expiring mid-January. Am I screwed or do I roll? It's on 75 contracts, by the way. I mean, there's not much you could do right now. If it's expiring mid-January, just chill and don't even worry about it until January. But if you really, really want to try to save it, just go to June's already. Roll it to June's as high as possible. You know, are you screwed? I mean, not really. You can roll it right now to June and see, you know, where it's going to take you. Hi, if you have a Palantir covered call for January 16th, 2016, and I don't want it to go that far, what is a good strategy to bring it back gradually closer to present, hard to roll it? Yeah, so basically, in order to get out of this, if Palantir goes down to, like, let's say 160 or something, you would have to roll it in and down. So instead of 200 for January, you would go to like a 185 for October, for example. But Palantir needs to drop in order for you to be able to do that. It's not going to work with the way you are now. My pleasure. Thank you for the breakdown of the risk appetite of starting a portfolio by age range. It makes sense. Since you're making 6+ figures in profit, are you taking taxes out after contract? Yeah, every single dollar that I make right now, 50 cents I take out to pay myself, and 50 cents I put towards taxes. And the 50 cents that I put towards taxes, I put that money into short-term treasuries to try to make some dividend income against it, kind of like a corporation. And the two And the two treasury companies that I do it on is BIL and SGov. And BIL is 1 to 3 month short-term treasuries, and SGov is 0 months to 3 months short-term treasuries. They both give you like 4.2, 4.3%, no city or state taxes. And this way, when it's time for me to pay taxes, I have it. Also, if I happen to sell an option, if I happen to have an option that I bought and now I'm getting out of it, so for example, I made a lot of money, not just like the premium, like an actual option, I'll do the same thing. If I had it for more than 1 year, 1 day, I'll calculate my taxes. Instead of putting away 50%, maybe I'll put away 33% because it's long term. If it's short term, same thing, 50% and 50% I pay myself or use to reinvest. My pleasure. You're very welcome. Guys, we're going to have the member live in 5 minutes. If anybody wants to become a channel member, that's all we do. 1 live a week, Sunday nights. And it's about 20 of us, so you get to ask your questions. It's a lot more detailed with the responses. If you guys want to join, if you don't, that's fine too. Anybody got any questions before we end? The idea totally changed my game. Hubby is at ease about how paying taxes now because the husband is at ease about paying tax and because money will be there. Yeah, it makes it so much easier. Like, it's funny. My accountant called me the other day. He's like, Adam, how much did you make this year already? Like, so we could estimate our taxes. And my first answer was like, F you, I have the money ready. And he goes like, Adam, why are you cursing at me? I'm like, F you, I got the money ready. Because I was so excited that I had the money ready and put aside because last year I got screwed. How many of you guys get screwed when it comes to paying taxes? This way, I'm ready. When would you exercise a call option? Say I have 10 strike on SoFi, expires early next year. I mean, there's several ways to answer this. Number one, you could do it when you feel that the price ran up enough. You could exercise it and buy the shares at $10, which normally you don't want to exercise. You want to get as much valuation as possible. I spoke about this earlier today to my man Kenny. So when the delta goes to 70 to 90 is a rule of thumb. I don't subscribe to this, but a lot of people subscribe to this. This is not my style, but this is kind of like to gauge it. When the delta of the long option goes to 70 to 90, maybe you want to start looking at an exit strategy. So let's say if it's at 70, maybe you want to start paying attention. When it gets to 80, maybe you want to start taking a little bit off the table. And when it gets to 90s, you want to get out because it's never going to hit 1 delta, right? And the closer your delta is to 1, the closer your shares move and your option moves the same amount as $1 movement of share price. Yeah. And also something that I personally do, like let's say I get out of an option. Let's say my grab, right? For example, my grab goes and I make a 5x on my grab. My initial investment, like my 1x out of 5x, I'm just going to buy the stock and let it hold to appreciate. This way, if you get out of the option play, as long as you hold the stock, you're not going to feel so bad because if the stock keeps going up, well, you're still making money. But if the stock goes down, you're not losing that much because, you know, the option is what's going to make you lose tons of money, not the actual stock when it already appreciated so much, especially with such a high delta. My pleasure. Oh, James, thank you so much. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much. Please join us tomorrow for Market Live at 10 a.m. There's going to be a link. You're going to see it in the... You're going to see it. So when you sign up, go to the toolbox. And in the toolbox is where I'm trying to put everything possible. Also, if you want to do a one-on-one booking, you get a discount as a community member. But if you go to live events, like, for example, at 10 a.m. tomorrow Eastern time, just click on this, and it's going to take you to the live event during trading hours. This week, it's going to be tomorrow. So every week, it's going to be Monday and or, I'm sorry, you're right. It says 8/18. It is going to be tomorrow. I'm going to change it right now. 8:18. No, tomorrow is 8:18. 8:18 is tomorrow. It's not going to be Tuesday. So every week it's Monday and or Tuesday. I switch it up. Hi, Adam. Do you like TSSL cash secured puts at $11? And thank you for the stream. Take care. My pleasure, Phil. Let's do the last one, and then we're going to get out of here to the members live. No, I wouldn't do the $11. You don't have it here. I mean, it doesn't meet my criteria. You're only 70%. You're 30 delta. This is not a good play. Thank you so much, Elaine. Have a great, great week. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very, very much for all the channel members. I'm going live on the channel membership live. Thank you very, very much. And for ever joined the website, I really appreciate it. I hope that I can make your money worth it. Have a great evening.